Hello and welcome to Me and My Golf TV. It's Monday and that means it's the Impact Show. I'm Andy Proudman.
And I'm Piers Ward, and we're going to be showing you today whether you should release the club like Jordan Spieth. Let's take charge of your game. So it's time for the Impact Show. This is where we answer questions on your game to help you create more impact.
Yes, if you want to have your questions answered by myself and Piers, make sure you go to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter and get posting those questions. We could be answering yours and hopefully helping your game. And also don't forget to check out Periscope, download the app and also Snapchat for live and behind the scenes content, guys.
Make sure you do that because it's really good fun. Right, okay, Andy, we're on location.
We are.
It's warm.
It is warm and it's November.
And it's November. What's going on? Okay, so we're on our USA Golf Breaks tour with golfbreaks.com and we are in Arizona. More specifically, we're in Scottsdale. And even more specifically, we're at True North Golf Club. Now, we're on the Pinnacle Golf Course, the 4th hole, Tomahawk. Look at that fairway. There is one there. Can you see it? Somewhere in between.
Past the boulders and the cactus, there is some fairway there.
Absolutely. So yes, we've been on a trip now for, it will be 16 days by the time we finish. Lots of great content, course vlogs, daily vlogs, and instructional videos, and website videos as well. So make sure you check those out. Right, we've had lots of great questions, as always, on the Impact Show. This one is from Jack Sullivan saying that, should I release the club, should I have a wrist release, or should I have a Jordan Spieth type release through the ball? What a great question.
Great question.
Okay, so I think what we need to do is we need to go through what are those kind of wrist releases. So just explain them a little bit. So Andy.
Okay, so the first one he says, should I have a roll release where he closes the face? So the roll release is where the club face will excessively rotate through impact, so but turning very quickly through the ball. Great example of this is somebody like Phil Mickelson, who gets a lot of rotation sort of just after impact. If you see any pictures of him, you'll see the club face closed a lot past impact. Where Jordan Spieth, we see that the club's still closing, but it's a less aggressive closing of the face. As I'm swinging through here, it looks like I'm sort of holding off. Even gets a little bit of this chicken wing, Jordan Spieth does, but there's certainly less rotation of the face through impact, and that's what he's talking about there. So okay. Should he have the first one or the second one? Fantastic question.
So very good question. So they do have their own merits, but I think what we'll do first of all, let's go through, before we tell you the merits of those, let's go through why Phil Mickelson actually does that, why he gets that rotation.
Two reasons that Phil Mickelson does this. First of all, he has a very long golf swing. Okay, when the club gets long, that means the hands and arms have got to do a lot to catch up throw. So through impact, there's going to be a lot of rotation there to square the face. But also, he doesn't tend to rotate his lower body very well due to an accident he had. I think it was a skiing accident or a snowboarding accident, where I think he broke his leg.
Broke a leg, yeah. He's got a few problems going with the lower body.
So he struggles to rotate his lower body. So when this is quiet, okay, the hands will go fast. So it does depend on the person. Yeah. Now, Jordan Spieth is a different issue, actually, that he actually's got a slightly unorthodox grip where his right hand gets very much underneath the club into what we call a strong position, very much towards the palm. And this sort of gets the club in a strong position at the top. Okay, now from here, what would happen with this strong right hand? It would want to close the face, but we don't want that. So Jordan will actually sort of hold the face off a little bit longer through the ball, less rotation, and sort of get a little bit of this chicken wing. Now, fantastic for accuracy that, because the club face isn't rotating, too fast and too quickly. But you will lose a little bit of power like that. Obviously, Mickelson, who rotates it extremely fast, that actually helps create power in his golf swing. And Mickelson's not the most accurate, but he does hit it a long way.
So there you go. So if you wrist release it more, then there's potentially more power, more hand speed coming into the shot. If you Jordan Spieth it and a bit more passive with the release, you're going to be better at maybe hitting the fairway, but maybe not quite as long. So I think what we should do here, because we perhaps haven't really answered the question yet. I mean, the one thing we would say, if you're someone who hooks the golf ball, maybe the wrist release one is not the best for you. Maybe you should be doing more of the Spieth one. And if you're someone who slices the ball or leaves the ball out to the right, maybe you shouldn't do the Jordan Spieth and you should do the wrist release.
Yeah.
So what we'd like to do then, to hopefully help make your mind, if you haven't made your mind up already, Jack, is actually show you a couple of drills to help you with both. So let's go with the wrist release one first, shall we, Andy?
Right, so what we want you to do, if you are somebody who wants to hit the golf ball a little bit further and you do leave the ball out to the right, what we're going to do is take your setup here. Now, this is actually what Greg Norman, how he learned to play golf. Now, Greg Norman, I think told by his mother, he had a bush in the garden, and he was told to get the toe of the club into the bush. Okay, so you can see roughly about, let's say, a yard after impact, we're going to get the toe of the club into the bush. Now, this is really an aggressive closing of the face. And the majority of people out there, we know they tend to slice it. So I would say this would actually help a lot of slicers out there by closing that face and being able to square it up at the point of impact, Piers. And you know, we've done this with a lot of our clients. It really does help square that face up.
You do realise a lot of people now are going to be bashing their fences and their hedges and wrecking their drivers by doing this. As
their golf gets better, we don't care.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Okay, yeah, and he actually has gone on. He's pretty much been quoted as saying probably his best ever lesson he's had, and he's worked with some of the best coaches in the game. Okay, so what about the Jordan Spieth one? What about if someone wants to be a bit more passive and get the body working a bit more?
Okay, so we call this push ball. So this is a great way to do this. I'm actually going to push the ball off into the desert here. So you're going to take your setup. Let me do one to the side first. Take your setup here. We're actually going to use the lower body and the torso to sort of aggressively sort of push the golf ball. You can see the hands are going to be quite passive here now, but it's more of the body moving and generating that pressure through the club. So if I do this from here,
no backswing at all, no back
no backswing. We're going to just sort of push. You can see that the face is still turning, but there's less rotation there. So from here, okay, and you can see from that there, the ball's just trickled off, but I've really felt that my body has controlled that motion, and the hands are definitely more passive there.
Definitely. So I'll tell you what then, you better hit a shot now, hadn't you? So which one are you going to go for, Andy?
Do you know what? I'm saying that I'm going for somewhere in between.
Okay.
I'm going for somewhere in between. I'm definitely not a Mickelson.
No.
Okay, and I'm not a Spieth. So
okay,
I'm in between.
Okay.
So there's another one for you guys.
So he's going for you got the Spieth, the Mickelson, and the Andy Proudman. Okay.
Okay, right, here we go. This is a great looking par 4. Let's see if I can find the fairway here. Pretty straight, just down the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Very good.
You can play the shot in from there if you like.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so there you have it. 2 great drills for 2 very different swings. Hopefully you fit into one of those categories and that drill can help you. Post any questions you have down below, guys, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos every week. And if you did like that video, please hit the like button.
Absolutely. Also, make sure you check out all the rest of the videos we did on our USA Golf Breaks Tour course vlogs. We had lots of instructional stuff and our daily vlogs. See you soon.